Welcome back to 504 Road Trips. We're once again reporting from the suburbs of New Orleans and Jefferson Parish, and after a very windy and rainy night, we're getting a short break. We even saw the sunshine a bit earlier. As of Intermediate Advisory number 7A from the National Hurricane Center, heavy rainfall could produce life-threatening flash flooding across portions of the northern Gulf Coast. At 7 o'clock a.m. Central, the center of Tropical Storm Cindy was located near latitude 27.5 north, longitude 92.2 west. Cindy is moving towards the northwest near 8 miles per hour, and this motion is expected to continue today. A turn towards the north-northwest and then towards the north is expected later today and early Thursday. On the forecast track, the center of Cindy will approach the coast of southwest Louisiana and southeast Texas late today or tonight and move inland over southeastern Texas or southwestern Louisiana on Thursday. Maximum sustained winds remain near 60 miles per hour with higher gusts. Little change in strength is expected today. Slight weakening is forecast to begin on Thursday. Tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 275 miles, mainly north through northeast of the center. The minimum central pressure recently reported by an Air Force Hurricane Hunter aircraft was 996 millibars. Cindy is expected to produce total rain accumulations of 6 to 9 inches with isolated maximum amounts of 12 inches over southeastern Louisiana, southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, and the Florida Panhandle through Thursday. This rainfall could cause life-threatening flash flooding in these areas. Rainfall amounts of 3 to 5 inches with isolated maximum amounts of 6 inches can be expected farther west across western Louisiana and eastern Texas through Thursday. Rainfall should spread northeastward across Arkansas and into portions of the Tennessee and Ohio valleys through Friday, with total rain accumulations of 3 to 5 inches with locally higher amounts possible. Tropical storm conditions are affecting portions of the northern Gulf of Mexico coast over the eastern part of the warning area. These conditions should spread westward within the warning area through early Thursday. Inundation of 1 to 3 feet above ground level is expected along the coast in portions of the tropical storm warning area, with isolated areas possibly up to 4 feet. A few tornadoes are possible this morning through tonight from the western Florida Panhandle to southern Louisiana.
And the monetary spillway from the Boston County is in good shape. No change to the causeway. Still, no motorcycles, RVs, trucks carrying glass being allowed to cross. A reminder that the Claiborne Judge Seaver Bridge remains out of service. The traffic report brought to you by the National World War II Museum. PB Stage Door Canteen at the National World War II Museum presents Ain't Misbehavin', a journey through the Harlem Renaissance of the 1920s and 30s, and the timeless music of jazz legend Thomas Fats Waller, playing May 5th through June 25th. Visit StageDoorCanteen.org for tickets. And traffic head code WWL 504-260.
Thanks, Terrell. I'm Chris Miller with WWL First News. Here's Tommy Tucker on WWL, AM, FM, and .com.
The sun playing peekaboo here in the CBD. And I think something else to remember is that while it might be all right for us, and this happens often with these kind of storms, a day or two later, like areas like Lafitte and other areas, maybe Grand Isle, they have a problem with tides that after we think everything's okay, the water keeps coming up. So I don't think it's time to call the all clear yet or anything, and still some heavy rains that could happen today as the bands swing around. Just because you're seeing the sun now, it doesn't mean it's going to be that way all day. Stephen Hawking, talking about evacuations and predictions, he's saying that time's running out for humankind on Earth. Now, if you're going to be a public official or a meteorologist and call for an evacuation during a storm, that's one thing. But when you're calling on an evacuation from Earth, I think the first thing would be, where do I go? And he thinks that we should find another place. We should start exploring other planets and find a place where we can all bail out. Can you imagine the traffic trying to get off Earth? You think contraflow is bad?
Oh, maybe, but you don't have to stick to established highways if you're doing that, right?
George Jetson didn't. Timothy Kerner, mayor of Lafitte, joins us right now. Good morning, Tim. How are you?
Yeah, well, I've seen better days.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. People are saying here, because in New Orleans and maybe some of the suburbs, it's not raining, the sun is out, etc. You heard me say that you guys, the coastal concerns aren't over in a day or two, and sometimes they get even worse. So with that said, what is going on in Lafitte, Tim?
Well, the tide is not too bad. It's a little high now, and but we sandbagged most of the night last night. We kind of caught the low gaps and lower the feet, and today we're doing some areas in the town and in the Barataria side. So we're hoping that we're doing it for nothing, and that the tide doesn't come up that much, and which I think we're in good shape. But just in case this thing stalls or pushes in a little more water than we're thinking, anticipating, and we just want to be ready.
How does this time out with high tide or the regular tide pattern?
Well, it's a high tide the next hour or so, but again, it's whether or not this thing stalls or starts moving a little slower and it keeps pushing the winds in from the south. That would be the thing that would scare us. And like you said, a lot of times it's over, but when this thing hits shore, we still going to get a south wind for a while. So we just got to be aware of it, on top of it, and make sure that we do everything we can to prevent water from coming in.
So in terms of the sandbagging that you were doing, what did it change in terms of water that you can handle and can't?
Well, there's gaps even in places like Orange Avenue and Goose Bayou and Barataria and the Tallahassee Feet. There's gaps in levees where people do business. And so if you don't close in these gaps of sandbags, then you can't take anything. But if you close in these gaps in 5.5 feet of tidal surge, you can handle.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of those big, what do they call them? Hesgo, what is it?
Well, no. Yesterday and last night we threw individual little bitty sandbags and stacked them up, and we have probably around 250, 300 bags made when if it gets critical, and that's when we'll put those things at the end of the new levee system we just built. So that would be the big rock bag, but we haven't installed them yet.
I remember one time after a storm, whatever it was, there were people going back and forth in a boat to get to work, right?
Oh yeah, well yeah. Once this area floods, especially when you have levee systems, it takes you a good week to pump it out. So yeah, it's a situation where we had people going crossing the bayou in boats, and then we would pick up in high ground and we would buses and cars and take them back and forth to work. But I don't see that happening in this case.
It'd have to be terrible for any kind of evacuation, and you don't see that happening at all, do you?
I don't see it happening. But guess what? We just got to stay tuned, because again, anything can happen. God forbid this thing stops and blows for a couple of days, then it gets critical fast.
Mm-hmm.
But
go ahead, Tim.
Yeah, but I just don't see that happening.
Wait, anything you want to add before we let you go?
No, it's just that the people. I'll just say this: the people of Barataria and Crown Point. This is the 14th time in 25 years.
Wow.
But we have all this area under design for tidal levee protection, and we have commitments that the funding is there to implement these tidal levees as soon as they design. So we suffer and we continue to suffer, but there's light at the end of the tunnel, and these people will have some tidal levee protection, and that tidal levee protection would have kept everybody from hurricane line to now dry. So there's light at the end of the tunnel, and I think we'll be all right.
Thank you, Tim. You sound tired. Get some rest.
All right, thank you.
And good luck with everything. Tim Kerner, Mayor of Lafitte. 260-1870, I'd like to know if you've seen any severe weather either last night or today.
That's good.
And some people, believe it or not, are texting in they're angry because I guess the meteorologist didn't get it right on the head, but some wind shear came in. You heard Alexander Crawford say that from a direction from the west, I think it was, that they weren't anticipating. They kind of knocked a little of the punch out of Cindy, and I don't have a problem with that, and I hate to keep laughing when I say that, but I do not understand the logic of being upset because it's not terrible weather, and we don't have the after effects.
This concludes our morning update. We'll be back tonight. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, share, comment below, follow us on Facebook and Twitter, and join us for our next 504 road trip.